Hello everyone. Since I started making YouTube, I sometimes scan the upcoming section of Steam to see what's coming. Last night was one of those times. And oh boy, did my jaw drop on the floor when I saw the game is coming out today. Hawken Reborn. I was a big fan of Hawken back in the day. Didn't quite understand why didn't get content updates, then shut down, at the time at least. Monetization was pretty bad in that as far as I remember, so seeing this is also free to play gives me shivers. 505 Games is the developer and publisher of this game. They published all kinds of games, ranging from small ones like Defense Grid 2 to more popular games like Assetto Corsa. According to the developers, this will be a PvE experience, at first at least. That's quite a change from the original, which was multiplayer only. According to PC Gamer, senior producer Brian Decker said, by going PvE, it lowers the barrier to entry a little bit with people who might see a PvP game and get discouraged, just because they think they don't have the skill set needed to come in. Decker also said that 505 was taking a cautious approach to Hawken monetization. We don't want to lock everything behind paywalls. Our goal is to be generous. Note the word everything in there. I'm curious exactly how much of the game is locked behind paywalls. Let's find out what's this all about. I'm not gonna lie, I was disappointed a bit right after the game loaded up. Menus are a mess sometimes. Took me a while to figure things out, even if at the start you do some tutorials. Sadly, I don't have the footage because I recorded a black screen through all 6 of my story missions, and you can't replay them. Main menu is not the best. Big fonts, no tooltips when you hover over items and stuff in general. There's this show stats button, but there should be a tooltip integrated somehow. I think I know why they didn't do it. So you don't have stuff on top of your mech, but when I'm looking at items, for example, I don't care about the mech. The entire side of the screen can become a big tooltip. Clunky signaling while exploring and in main menu. Small inconsistencies that add up and leave you feeling you hate the menus in this game. You have mechs, weapons, premium currency, credits, the usual stuff. You can mod stuff with premium currency, so that might translate to pay to win, but it's not multiplayer, so whatever. Mechs have 4 parts: platform, thrusters, and left and right weapon. You craft new stuff and modify all those parts by finding blueprints and materials in missions, some upgrades being locked behind certain levels. After the 6 main missions are done, you can go on patrols and fight on what I figure will be the world map. It's some sort of free roaming mode with missions popping up from time to time. I enjoyed it. Can't say I enjoyed the first 6 missions though. That's somewhat weird to say because you're doing the same thing really. Mech play is fun, and I only unlocked 3 weapons out of the 6 we have in this alpha, early access. What I don't like about the weapons is the fact that they don't overheat. Meaning you shoot them until you empty the clip, then reload and shoot again. I got the Hawken feeling while moving and jumping around in my mech. Looks weird when you are damaged and inside of the mech starts burning, and I didn't see cracked cockpit glass like in the original Hawken. They look cool though. Too bad there is no third person camera. I'm curious how it feels to play this in third person. So you're going out on those patrols and you get missions. As far as I figured it out, once you finish one that's low level, if you stay in that patrol, a new one will pop up after a while, and that second mission is higher level, and so on until you die or until you go back to base. The game encourages you to go store your loot after each mission first time you go on a patrol. About the loot, I hated all the little white beams I had on the screen, plus the amount of infantry you have to kill. I'm here to kill mechs, not humans. Please reduce their number and add more mechs. So this is pretty much it. There's not much more to say about it. You go out to grind XP and resources to unlock and build better stuff. There are some animatics, but that's it so far. I think the focus of the devs is the core gameplay loop anyway at the moment, so not the story, and that's a good thing. The game sadly looks dated. I had high hopes for this. I mean, Hawken was looking great at its time. Somehow I expected the same. The environment and props are pretty low poly and the textures are low res. From my experience as a 3D artist, this will not even improve. because it's time consuming to scale textures up. I get that we are on some contaminated planet, but everything looks green. Skybox is sad, and there's no ground clutter. I mean, there are some texture blending going on the ground, but it doesn't cut it. And overall, I don't have a feeling we are on another planet. Didn't see anything that screams alien inside Hawken Reborn. And please make an icon for your game. It's pretty unprofessional to have the Unreal Engine icon. Sound is pretty cool.
He's left a power vacuum that'll be filled by his number 2. He's the really crazy one. The console should point you to him. The boss uses it to keep tabs on him.
What controls? I mean, you have aim assist, sensitivity, but that's about it. Can't change any controls, and sensitivity is broken. At least horizontal sensitivity. I set mine to 0.2 and still feels too fast, while vertical sensitivity at 0.4 feels way slower. Someone once told me that Mac games don't sell. If they are made like this, of course they don't sell. This should have no business being called early access. It's a beta in my opinion. Funny thing, even devs know it. You can see it in the menus. I don't want to be perceived as an insensitive asshole who shits on games because I don't get anything out of it. I don't know how long they worked on this or how many people they had and how many times they changed the game direction, if it even happened. What I'm trying to say is I know that usually are extenuating circumstances. I respect people's work and I wish them the best of luck. I'm just stating facts. Gamers don't usually care about your personal or studio struggles and dramas. Anyway, I will keep an eye out to see if this game turns into the Mac game I was waiting for. This is all I got. See ya.
Now Flauter's gonna nail your head to the floor.
You sent them both down. We've been trying to get rid of them for ages, but they just kept popping up again. Thank you so much.
there. I'll pay you to help me get in and out of Grey Rock Caves in one piece.